Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox. I am your host, James J. As always, with me, Kaliko Yachts.
On the road again, literally on the road again. What it do, y'all?
Mitch Mayhem.
What's up, everybody? Everybody, go watch Borat 2. It's the fucking shit.
Yes, it is.
I love Borat's one of my favorite movies of all time. When I heard he was doing a number 2, I was like, oh my god. Finally a number 2 I can get behind.
Be glad you didn't bring up
Oh,
Rudy Giuliani.
God,
Hey,
That's
Okay. I'll take
And
that, baby.
Scooter Dust.
oh, good heavens! Makes me want to stick razor blades and candy and give them to kids.
You mean your day job? No.
And
Well,
it's a great day for wrestling, depending on who you ask. WWE is in a bit of hot water, but when are they not? They're being investigated for being a corona hotspot. Did we see this coming, Scooter?
most likely, I mean, all three spots and Full Sail was on the list even after they had stepped away from Full Sail for quite a bit of time. So, yeah, this is at this point it's not surprising.
Right, but anything WWE does, AEW has to do bigger. Jericho, he's the COVID god. You know what I'm saying? He's got to go one up on everything WWE does.
So if
He was at the biker event in South Dakota. I mean,
so if
Sturgis.
if the
Yeah.
AEW roster comes down with SARS, then we gotta worry.
I have another joke, but I'm not going to go there.
Do you think
Another
that this?
disease.
You think that
Go
this
ahead, son.
maybe was expected? I mean, all things considering, even with
What do you fucking think? Dudes are fucking sweating and bodily fluids are being exchanged? Absolutely. What do you think?
Well, in terms of was it expected? Yes.
Dude,
Was
if
it
you go out there and
planned?
wrestle, unless you're in a bodysuit, it's going to happen to somebody.
People are treating this as if the WWE planned it, and they got to get that distinction.
I don't blame WWE. Like I said, Jericho, when it was even worse in May and June, Jericho was going to fucking Sturgis and in bringing people together for like huge super spreader events. Like, so I don't really fault WWE as much as I do others, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a
Kaliko,
good
you want to
point.
add anything to this?
I actually fault WWE for this, and the reason
Others are
being is
being
because
worse about it. I'm just saying.
no, and this is why, because they have enough money to have adequate resources to get
That's true.
rapid testing, and the NBA
But you know they don't give a fuck about their quote unquote employees.
But that's my point. The
They're not even
NBA
employees.
literally had a 4-month bubble with no COVID tests because they took it seriously. So my point is they didn't take it seriously. So therefore, as a corporation, yes, they bear the hell of a lot of responsibility.
It's Vince McMahon. He's friends with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's yelling about how it's a fake news virus. What do you expect?
But that's got nothing to do with
I'm just saying,
them
monkey
putting.
see monkey. He follows the leader.
I get your point, but
that's got
nothing. That's got nothing to do with as a corporation putting your employees in the best and safest work zone. So therefore,
okay, real quick, I have to say this. But for some businesses, that goes against making money. That hurts their profit line, and thus that's why they don't do it.
That's irrelevant to
But
WWE at this point.
I'm just saying that's why
that's
that happens a
irrelevant.
lot, because it's helpful to the bottom line. And that's all that matters.
But that's my.
And I agree with you. It should be like that. I agree with you.
No. But I get that. My point is, considering that we knew sports was going to be like this, the UFC literally set up a bubble. The SEC is setting up a bubble.
Yeah.
NCAA are setting up bubbles. NBA setting up a bubble.
Did the best
MLB.
bubble. I think they did the best bubble, to be honest.
And that's my point, because they put in adequate resources and basically was like, yo, y'all can't go nowhere. We're going to test you every fucking day.
Like I said,
and
some businesses don't want to cough that money up because it hurts their bottom line. And that's all they care about. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't care about their work. They don't care about the well-being
but
of
there won't
people.
But it only takes one outbreak to fuck up the bottom line, point
and
blank,
they don't
period.
care
So
about that. They're short-sighted. Okay. They're short-sighted for profits, Kaliko. I'm telling you.
We know this. Come on.
I'm just saying, like, this is vintage business playbook shit. I'm just saying.
We got Hot Mitch on tonight.
I'm just... I'm into what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
Can we please talk
I get where he's coming from about profits
that you took from China.
I get where he's coming from as far as profits.
It's from China.
I get where. See, that's the thing. I get where you're coming from as far as profits, but guess who is on payroll? Guess who gets to be on the payroll? The camera crew, the setup crew, the fucking producers, the writers. Those motherfuckers ain't on no fucking individual fucking shit. The backstage crew, the catering crew, the corporate people that have to deal with that shit. That's what I'm talking about, because they have to do it for them. They would have to do it across the board. And that's why I said it's on them. This is on them.
I would not be surprised if the WWE at some point tries to shift the blame onto their talent themselves.
And that's where there'll be an
issue. They're kind of already doing that with the Twitch account shit.
And that's where the issue is going to be, because the talent, all the talent has to do, even though they're considered independent contractors, even by federal law, independent.
But they're not given they're not given the freedom of independent contractors, but they're locked down like employees.
But
that's bullshit.
Let me finish my point. Because even if they're considered independent contractors, by federal law, they are allowed to have a safe working environment.
Right.
So either way, it's gonna rip them back in the ass.
They should be allowed to make multiple paychecks too.
We're gonna create shirts that say "Independent contractors show up, spread COVID, and leave."
Another thing.
No, real quick. I know this is off topic, but
COVID glass.
I heard the Trump impression, and it just made me think of real quick. I just have to say this because we didn't talk about it. Think what you want, but I'm not talking about politics. I'm just the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in any political thing ever was when Donald Trump in the first debate said, "No, you're a number two." I lost my fucking shit. I never thought I'd see that, so I can die in a weird way at least. I mean,
I'm either moving to Canada or directly into the sun. I haven't decided.
I don't think he's gonna win, but yeah.
Next up on the that happened this week, Pat McAfee returned to NXT.
I told you.
Fuck Pat McAfee. I'm sick of
because he did that backflip off the top rope.
I'm sick of just celebrities getting their way, like getting handed whatever the fuck they want.
Where's Steve McMichael when you need him?
Yeah, okay, that's different. Steve McMichael earned his fucking shit. Steve McMichael's Mongo, he's a fucking man, dude. I love McMichaels. That's different. That's way different.
Man, he was Botch City, yo.
Mongo, he was an all-star football player. Fuck off. He was made before wrestling. He was an all-star football player from the Bears, bro.
That's why they get to join the WWE. That's why they get.
I'm saying he was one of the few that it fit. It just matched. It worked. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't work for everyone. People try to force it, but for a few, it fits them, and it fit him.
Obviously,
Brock, it fit Brock.
back onto subject.
Sorry.
This is a big get for NXT, considering Rich Holland was supposed to take that rivalry over, and obviously catastrophe ensued after that.
Well, you can't make that inference just yet because while McAfee is in to manage the new NXT Tag Team Champions, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, there's still the question of Kyle O'Reilly and his role in all of this.
Ooh, okay.
So you can't infer that Balor and McAfee is your next takeover main event, and quite frankly, it'd be stupid to do that.
I was
Now,
thinking,
Well, they did Cole and McAfee though.
but that wasn't a main event, and for what
I'm
it
just
was,
saying they've
Cole
done stupid.
That doesn't
carried
fit, though.
McAfee through the match.
No, it
like he
doesn't. But
carried
they do
everybody.
things that don't fit all the time.
But I can guarantee you that we are going to see Pat McAfee leading a War Games team.
that's
Oh,
what I
God
was
in heaven.
thinking.
God in heaven.
Well, obviously,
Well, would you rather have a heel Pat McAfee and a heel Undisputed Era, or a heel Pat McAfee and a face Undisputed Era?
I mean,
I'd go for the face Undisputed Era at this point because
Exactly.
I hate Pat McAfee.
And he's done his job.
I guess so. I just know I've always hated him. I've always disliked him and think he was a douchebag.
Kaliko, your thoughts on Pat McAfee?
Was he always trying to do this? Was he always trying to make me hate him?
Yeah.
It's just that blurred line.
I'm talking
in
about when he was a
sports.
kicker for the Colts. Or what, Patriots or whatever he was.
I mean, he for the one match he
Yeah,
had,
he
he
played
did
for.
outdo expectations. So I mean, you got to give him some props there. So let's see where it goes.
And something we don't know where it's going. This week on AEW Dynamite, we had a Chris Jericho MJF musical number.
Oh, God.
That was kind of funny.
Scooter, your thoughts on the musical number?
Oh, God. Well, I can only imagine how the WWE is going to counter with the House of Horrors match coming up. On
They don't
Halloween
need to
Havoc.
counter program. They need to do their own fucking thing.
But yeah, it's creative, and
I'm just saying, you can tell when they do reactionary things just because AEW is doing something. You can tell.
it probably was one of the most recent original things AEW has done in quite a while.
Eh.
Were you on it?
I mean,
You liked it, disliked it, indifferent?
They do a lot of original things. That doesn't mean it's good. They do a lot of
it was-
Super Bowl brawl. They do a lot of unique out of the box things.
it was funny and entertaining.
I think the Super Bowl brawl back in the day was that, and this worked too. Yeah.
When you can take something out of the element on a pro wrestling show and make it so it seems like it fits in to that element,
Right.
that's successful. In fact, I'm going to use an example from SmackDown last night, and that's the whole thing with Otis and the Miz over the Money in the Bank contract. They did something called Law and Otis. Yeah, with JBL as the judge, Ron Simmons as the bailiff, Teddy Long as the stenographer, witnesses and everything. And it was so out of the ordinary, doomed to fail from first glance, but it worked. So it's that spark of originality that just and you gotta have the right talent to do it. Nobody else but Jericho and MJF could have pulled that off.
You seem to really like it, Mitch. What were your thoughts on the segment?
I said what I thought. I thought it was out of the box, and I thought it was funny because of who was doing it. Jericho and MJF, they pulled it off well, so
What
kind
about
of
you,
straightforward.
What about you, Kaliko?
He
I'm
might be
disappointed that Jericho didn't bring his singing chops.
fat.
He didn't bring his singing chops to it. I mean, I felt like MJF kind of outsung him,
I think that was the point.
Yeah, that might have been part of the
but
point.
I would have thought that Jericho would have brought the pipes, but that's just me.
I think that was part of the
Considering
joke,
he's a
though. I think that was part of the joke,
rock star leader.
Cleco.
I don't care.
I'm just saying. I think that was
Yeah.
part of the joke. That was part of the story.
Man, please.
I'm just
Man,
saying.
please. That's like Eddie. That's like when Eddie Murphy did the song with Michael
Doesn't make
Jackson,
it good. I'm
and
just
Eddie
telling
Murphy
you
tried.
that was their story.
No,
What's up
no.
with
My
you?
point is like he tried to outperform Mike, and Mike went to the next level.
What's
Jericho
up
should have went
with
to the next level.
you? Do
But
we really
other
need
than
another?
that, I mean, it is what it is. You know, people gonna like it or hate it.
Do we really
Me,
need another What's Up With You?
oh yes, I love that song. That song goes hard. What's up? What's up? What's up with
I got
you?
some ice cream, and you can have none.
That was way before James' time. Come on,
Oh yeah.
way before his
Personally,
time.
I'm not a big Broadway guy. Where you just break out into song. Honestly, I hate that. So that would probably be the biggest reason that segment didn't
Next
hit
week,
home.
all musical episode of Wrestling with Entertainment.
We're definitely gonna get sued.
Oh, could it be Grease 2 theme?
Oh my
Uh,
Prowling,
Re-
walk, talk
re-
like a T-bird.
No.
Going prowling.
Reproduction.
That will conclude all coverage of the news.
Is that all you think about? Reproduction.
Okay,
I don't think you even know what
oh my
a
god.
stump is.
I'll just use.
I got your pistol
I'll just
right
use
here.
A
Where does the
instrument.
pollen
I'll
go?
use the pooper pipe to get over this nonsense noise. I'll fart over it. Fuck it.
That will conclude our news coverage. And we are wrestling with the G1 Climax Dirty. It is finally over. And we are going to cover everybody and everything. Me and Kaliko had after the G1 like a philosophical conversation about the whole G1 and where we could go from here.
I didn't see the end of it yet, so I haven't heard about the end of it yet.
Oh well, you're gonna hear about it now.
Good.
Yes.
Let's hear it, bitch.
Let's start from.
Wait till you hear.
Let's start with A Block. The ending of A Block. Jeff Cobb lost to Yujiro Takahashi.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yujiro finished with 1 win and 8 losses and 2 points.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Jeff Cobb ended with 4 wins, 5 losses.
And some more hemorrhoids, probably.
Yujiro Takahashi probably not a first ballot entrant for next year G1. No.
I hope not.
I bet he is.
What about Jeff Cobb? It kind of seems like he's the bubble guy.
Oh, after
Because he's fat. No, I'm joking.
after having a cup of coffee here in the States for AEW and putting on a thing.
Oh, that's right. He did do AEW. That's right. That was really quick. That was like a week in and out.
It's a cup of coffee, but Jeff Cobb was one of those that you heard that was kind of picking up momentum a year or so ago.
Yeah, but after AEW, I think he just like a fart in church just lingered away.
Yeah, I think his performance on AEW soured him.
He did not do well. He didn't do well.
And I think
he was used as like an enhancement.
I think him returning to Japan was him tucking his tail, and going where he thinks he
Or
can succeed. But the thing with New Japan is that
I think
if
ROH is his best bet, but yeah.
if you ever leave in sort of a disfavorable way,
Right, yeah.
it will reflect in booking.
Oh, yeah. And that might be what's happening now.
Shingo Takagi finished with 4 wins, 5 losses, 8 points, and Minoru Suzuki ended with 3 wins, 6 losses. So, Kaliko, Minoru Suzuki, what do you think he is in New Japan right now?
How old is he?
That's a
Real
good
quick.
ass
Hold on.
question.
Well, I'll wait my turn.
52.
Sorry.
He's
I'll wait my turn.
He's 52.
Okay, that.
He's
Uh,
50. He's north of 50.
I'll bring that up on my turn. It's
Okay.
Kliko's turn.
But to me, I mean, he's the never open weight champ, so it's not like he's floating. You know what I mean? He's still a fan favorite, so it's not like he's gonna fade into obscurity. Like Yujiro, for instance, because he's the undisputed leader of Suzuki Gun, and as long as he's that, I feel like there's always gonna be something for him. So, I mean, as long as he puts out good matches like he does, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, I don't see him as the top where Okada, Naito,
In such a
and Jay
physical.
White, but mid Carter is good. Him in a tier with Tanahashi, Juice, the Shingo. I think that'll work.
Real quick, with the NJPW style, you have to be, like, not just in shape, but in really good shape. By the time he's 55, I don't think he's going to be able to be in that shape anymore.
He's approaching like,
He's 52. He needs to phase out in the next few years.
he's approaching Tatsumi Fujinami territory in the early
I mean,
90s.
people do that. They're stubborn, and they'll do it if you let them. But sometimes you gotta, like,
Right.
yeah, you gotta see that they're trying to do more than they can chew. You know.
So
Almost
he's gonna be the New Japan guy that can. Yeah, he's the the legend, so to speak,
the veteran
on the roster.
roadrunner. Yeah,
exactly. That will get the talent over and not lose face. But he's
got to. Yeah, right. I get what you're saying.
he's got probably a year, maybe 18 months tops.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you phase him out before he's 55.
I give him.
He's
I
52.
actually give him longer because New Japan-
I'd even give him 3 years. I'd just phase him out before 55 and work fine.
I think the guy, if he
I
stays
give
in
him
the
longer
shape,
than that.
if he stays
I
in
think
the shape
that's
that he is,
ridiculous. With that kind of style, you're asking a senior citizen to do that at that point. Come on.
but he's doing it at a high level. That
Yeah, but the
some
thing-
of the
but
young
the
guys
thing-
can't even keep.
but
up.
the thing
when
with
his
New
bones
Japan
brittle
is-
up when he's like 58, 60, it's different.
But the thing with New Japan is they do a lot of 6-man tags. So I think
True, but how long can you
That-
mask someone like that before? Like, after a while, you can't just always put them in a three-man tag. You know.
It's Andre
I'm just
syndrome.
saying it's done. I don't agree with it though. But sorry, go ahead.
What about Shingo?
but that'll mask him because he only needs to really
Sorry, what
perform
were you
like.
saying, Shooter? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was speaking. Well, I was
Well,
gonna
I thought
say,
I interrupted him. Sorry.
where do you see Shingo Takagi going? Cause he got a win over Kota Ibushi, but lost to Okada in this tournament. And, he didn't get to 10 points yet. Does anybody see Shingo maybe getting to a higher level from here? Because he's certainly a workhorse so far.
He's a year away from being a year away.
I think Shingo Takagi is headed up from here. It's no secret that the G1 allows New Japan to kind of mix and match, and essentially, some might even say that the G1 is what New Japan plans the entire future year on.
Absolutely.
Not just with the Wrestle Kingdom main event, but with the other talent. And I think you know what I'll go on record and say it. Shingo Takagi within 3 years competing for the New Japan World Title.
I say within 5 years.
All right. Somebody that they kind of stuck a rocket to their ass, Will Ospreay, ended with 12 points and was in contention to win it all.
I thought he was going to win it all.
And on the last night, he beat Okada, who ended his G1 with 12 points. But it didn't seem like Okada got to those 12 points necessarily as easy as he has in other years. You want to start with Will Ospreay, new faction, which could be interesting.
I haven't heard about that, no.
What about the Great Okan being the first member?
I didn't know that.
We'll see. We'll see, because keep in mind they did the same thing with the firing squad with Bullet Club, and look where that went.
There's too many groups in New Japan.
And that's where I try to New Japan treats the groups like dojos, so it's almost like Will Ospreay is trying to do his own dojo.
It's like it's like gang warfare. Everyone picks but there's so many that it's hard to differentiate one from another, except a few of them.
I mean,
like Naito's. I can never say the Mexican sounding one.
LIJ.
I'm not. Yeah, LIJ. There you go.
Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Los Ingobernables.
I can't. Los Ingobernables. What is it? What's the rest of it?
De Japón.
Los Ingobernables de Japón.
That's easy.
See, I think this whole dojo structure in New Japan is the closest thing we'll ever have of really seeing pro wrestling as an organized season. And of course, with the G1 and
I think in the future you'll eat your words. I think there will be more organized structures to where there's actual seasons in the future. I don't know if it'll be WWE. I don't think so, but it will happen eventually.
But that's actually the point I'm actually trying to make, is that these groups, they give a sense of structure to a degree of being a legitimate major league sport.
Right, and when I heard you bring it up, I just had to respond that I think that's the future, in more structured way. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, Kazuchika Okada. This is a very different Okada than we've seen in past years. Like 2 years ago.
Is that good or bad? Because he was the fucking man, dude.
No, it's bad because
I know it's bad. That was the. Never mind. You didn't get what I was. That was the joke of what I was saying. But never mind.
He lost his Mania 2 years ago with the red hair and the balloons. And now it seems like he lost his identity in a much worse way. Scooter, what do you think Okada could do to maybe recover from this, if anything?
Well, it depends on whether or not you consider this sort of a failed heel turn.
Let me ask you real quick, guys. Let me ask you a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what do you guys think the odds are that Okada gets frustrated with New Japan and goes to his buddies in AEW?
Absolutely not.
Think
No.
so?
No.
We'll see. I think with new management, it's more likely than it ever has been.
I would see Okada going back to Impact before.
Wow, that's
AEW.
a stretch. I don't think that would ever happen.
I mean,
Don Callis, then.
If he's losing his crap in New Japan, he might as well go back to Impact and the shitty role that they were putting him in.
Oh, he better not. He's the fucking Rainmaker, bro. Go back to fucking Kato.
Now, how many times do Okada and Kota Ibushi get compared? They get compared a lot, don't they?
I think I compare them constantly.
Yeah, so it's that notion of when people talking about Okada, then they really mean Kota Ibushi. So he's
the younger Ibushi's the younger version of Okada.
Yeah, and that's he's either got to take it like all the way to one extreme or to the opposite end. There's no middle ground here.
That's what the Japanese do best, take things to extremes.
Speaking of Kota Ibushi, he on the last day of black matches, he defeated Taichi in 17 minutes and 12 seconds.
Good.
And the whole match was unique because not a single punch was thrown. They kicked each other for 17 minutes. 158 kicks were thrown between the two men. Scooter.
That's stupid. Okay, I don't like that. I like the psychological stuff where, like, say you get into a kicking war and you try to act like you're getting into it, and then out of nowhere the heel turns around and grabs the dude by the balls or by rakes the eyes, or you know what I mean? Like, you gotta do that for me. You gotta do that psychological shit.
Either one of you, has anybody been kicked 158 times during the match?
I don't think anybody's ever counted.
Like
the number of
I think
kicks
the most
in a match.
I've been kicked in a match is like 12. But that doesn't count punches.
See, and I'm wondering if while going through that match, they decided to throw the okay, I'm gonna work one body part, you're gonna work this body part out the window.
Yeah, I would have chose that over a kicking war.
Now the question is, did they plan to not throw a single punch?
I would imagine they.
I would hope so.
I would imagine. That's really an interesting statistic because that's the kind of stuff people remember.
Well,
but it kind of almost got lost in the shuffle, like, because it seemed some parts of it seemed forced. Then when you do that, it can you can make it seem contrived and forced if you do it.
Now, if each guy threw 79 kicks back and forth and it happened in sequence.
Yeah, like it's just like they're just throwing him the first spite. Yeah.
Kaliko, what did you think of the match?
Huh?
Kaliko.
It's just that entertaining aspect. That's what I saw it as, because New Japan, Japan in general do some quirky shit. So This is really in their alley to do. I mean, Kenny Omega had a 18-minute match with a doll that lasted longer than his match. So that tells me. So Japan is known for doing some awkward stuff.
Taichi ended his G1 with 8 points. Kota Ibushi ended by winning the block with a definitive 14 points. Nobody got close to him. And I'm sure we'll be talking more about Coda in the future. Jay
I want to
White,
know about the other block if my prediction won that one, but yeah, we'll
Jay
get to it.
White finished the block with 12 points, 6 wins, 3 losses, and Tomohiro Ishii had 4 wins, 5 losses at 8 points.
Fuck off.
Well, Tomohiro actually cost Jay White the whole G1. He could have won.
Thank God. No offense, Coleco, but it's just what it is. I didn't want Jay White winning that.
Well, my thought process is it was going to either be Jay White or Coda because they always put the winner of the G1 in the final. So
I assume the way they were boosting up Coda in the beginning for a repeat, I was assuming the Coda would. But
well, if you look at the last 3 years of the G1,
I thought Okada would beat him though. But yeah,
the winner of the G1 always made the final.
Yeah,
So
that's why I was like, I chose with my heart with Okada.
That's why I gave Coda like the biggest jump, but I was like, if they went another direction, it would have been Jay White.
And the only setback that Jay White has at this point is that he's a Gaijin. And honestly, that is the biggest setback for him.
He's still kind of young.
Going back to B Block.
Real quick, whoa. That's something against him, though. He's still kind of young. He's not as seasoned as others yet.
True.
So that's something against him, I'm just saying.
True. Yoshihashi ended with 2 wins, 7 losses, 4 points. What do we think of Yoshihashi, Kaliko?
Fuck Yoshihashi.
There you go.
Fuck Yano, too.
Yano finished with 3 wins, 6
Fuck
losses,
Yano.
6 points. Everything's right with the world there.
Still 3 more wins than he should have got.
Goofy, Buddha baby-looking motherfucker.
Hiroki Goto finished with 4 wins, 5 losses, 8 points. Juice Robinson finished with 4 wins, 5 losses, 8 points. Does anybody
He's got to get rid of that pedo stash. That looks creepy.
Does anybody see Juice Robinson maybe getting to 10 points next year? Because I would have said he would have got to 10 points this year, considering what he did last year. You already made your point, Mitch. Scooter, your thoughts?
Quite honestly, I think he just might.
I didn't make a point. I was just saying something stupid, but yeah, okay.
Kaliko, your thoughts?
I mean, the B block was like the even block, so I just, a lot of people got a lot of shine, and it was just like the top heavy dudes did what they were supposed to do, but the one person that I had faith in last year that they disappointed in, he snuck through the back door on our ass. Which, I mean, I'm kind of happy, but I felt like it was a year too late at this point.
Then we have Hiroshi Tanahashi with 4 wins, 5 losses, 8 points. And Zack Sabre Jr. with 5 wins, 4 losses, 10 points. Kind of seems Tanahashi is on the twilight of his career, while Zack remains relevant enough to get 10 points, so there's that. Then we have our 2 main events. Kenta had 5 wins, 4 losses, and 10 points. And Tetsuya Naito, who probably had the best G1 out of anybody, with 6 wins, 3 losses, 12 points. Kenta had more of a rivalry backstage with the cameraman than he did actually in the G1 with the wrestlers. If you guys understand what I mean. I know Kaliko does.
Well, say that again.
There was the whole gimmick with Kenta this year was that there was this fat cameraman, and every time he came, he lost matches. But whenever there was the skinny
Are you
cameraman,
fucking kidding me? Oh
he
my
won.
god. That's retarded.
Oh, it got over.
I just think that's stupid, personally.
And what are your thoughts on Tetsuya Naito, who probably had the best 9 matches of his career?
I said it was going to be Okada and Naito, or it was going to be either that Ibushi and Okada it was going to come down to them in their bracket. So I was wrong with Ibushi, being the one to go over. But I got it right with Naito. I saw that coming.
What about you? Well, he didn't win the B block.
Oh, wait, Naito didn't win the B block?
Nope. That was
Oh,
Sonata.
I thought he did. You were saying he did.
No, I said one of our main events.
Oh, well, fuck, then I'm wrong. Okay.
What was your thoughts on that Naito's B block, Kaliko?
I mean, it was either he wins B block and picks his challenger, or this happens. So it gives him time to defend the title, to build himself up. So it made sense in that regard. Because keep in mind, Okada was the champ last year, and he eliminated half the field and still got eliminated.
That brings us to our main event. Evil finished with 6 wins, 3 losses, 12 points. And our B block winner, Sonata, finishes with 6 wins, 3 losses, 12 points.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? After all that time, and I was on him to be like the breakout star, and then he got shit on, so I thought that wasn't gonna happen. After all this, they went with Sonata. Oh my god, I'm okay with it. It's just I thought he was out of it.
I mean, I think everybody felt that at the beginning of it.
But I did predict him to be the breakout, him and Ospreay's breakout star, so I got that right at least.
What about you, Scooter? What do you think about Sonata making the finals?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm glad. It came out of nowhere. He must have gotten strong in the later half of it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just really
Huh?
just really surprising. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say about that.
Yeah.
What about Kaliko? I know you have strong feelings.
Yeah, it got quite quick.
The good news is he did the ultimate backdoor sneak, nigga. If anybody did, if there was a backdoor to be snuck in, he snuck in the bitch. And I was
mad that they shit on him. I was like, they shit on Sonata. Remember?
Oh, they were shitting on Sonata.
They were. That's why this is so shocking to me. Holy shit.
But the thing is, it was funny because me and James were like, I was texting, I was like, holy shit, he won the block.
I'm glad.
But then I realized he was just won the block to get set up for slaughter.
Oh, is that what happened?
Like, when you realize why he won the block, I was like, you bitches.
For an easy fall guy, yeah.
I was like, you motherfucker.
That's about right.
That's exactly what happened with him at the New Japan Cup last year. I was like, oh my God, Sonata, he's going to break through. No, Okada going to beat the shit out of him.
How was that match, though, Ibushi and Sonata?
And let's hear about that. If you go back and you listen to the crowd during Sonata's 2 matches with Evil and Kota Ibushi, loudest fucking clapping you'll ever hear at a pro
I said Sonata's got fucking juice, dude. Yeah. Sonata's a star.
I'll put it this way. And I know James is going to get to it, but Sonata losing the G1 final was the way the crowd reacted. It was similar to when Naito lost last year in the Wrestle Kingdom main event. The
Oh.
crowd was just fucking like, wow, for
Oh,
real.
the crowd was
Like this,
behind Sonata.
the crowd was
100%.
Oh, wow.
1,000%.
And let's just get into it.
Maybe NJPW will hear that, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Let me elaborate about it
Set
a
it
little
up.
bit more. Kota Ibushi defeated Sonata in 35 minutes and 12 seconds with a Kamagoyo.
Oh, okay, 35-minute match. Okay.
Kota Ibushi has won 2 straight G1s in a row and has
One of the few.
and has been in the finals 3 times in a row. Nobody's
Right.
ever been 3 times at the, in consecutive years.
Yeah,
Right.
no one's never been back to back to back, but there's
Oh,
been
wait, Okada?
back to back winners.
Okada was back to back.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was. He was back to back. He wasn't back to back to back.
No,
That's
he
what I'm
wasn't.
saying. Right.
Chono
Or-
and Tenzan
whatever.
were the only 2 men to go back to
Okay,
back.
whatever. I'll take your word for it. Whatever.
But honestly, the biggest story was how the crowd was so behind Sonata. Even
Good.
on Twitter, Rocky Romero took a poll and he said, "Who do you think's gonna win?" 65% chose Sonata.
Good.
and you know why? And the reason why is because New
Was Kota,
Japan.
wait, is Kota a heel or a face?
He's a face.
He's a face.
Oh,
But
wow. So that's
but
even more. Okay, that's
But
even
the
more
way
impressive.
the G1 has always been set up, it's usually like the defending champ makes the final, and then he loses the final. So you would have thought, prime example, when Kenny Omega won it like a couple years ago, and then he made the finals the next year, you would have just thought, oh yeah, he's gonna steamroll. But then Naito beat him, and that's where we were like, okay. It makes sense. The way New Japan books it is that the defending champ makes it to the final, so it shows a carryover that the person that beat the person is now the person, right? And that's what I thought they were going to do this year with Sonata, because it was like, holy shit, there's no way he's going to go back to back with this shit. And then, sure shit enough, he went back to back, and everybody was kind of pissed because that was the expectation. And I get it because the crowd has been accustomed to that expectation. But when it didn't happen this year, and the fact that it happened with Coda, and it feels like Coda's getting put in the same way as Okada in a sense of being thrusted into the spotlight at the expense of a fan favorite, that's where I think it's gonna
You go into Roman
have some
Reigns
friction.
territory.
That's where I think it's going to have some friction. Because keep in mind, when Naito lost the G1, that's why I said when Sonata lost this, it felt like the Wrestle Kingdom Naito lost. The crowd was not happy. It was like, what the fuck?
When Kota Ibushi was announced as a winner, dead silence. Dead silence. So, my question to you, Scooter, is, if not now, when should they pull the trigger on Sonata?
Probably within the next year.
You know, we said that last year, and here we
God,
are.
did we?
What about you, Mitch? Your thoughts? When should they pull the trigger on Sonata?
I told you, I thought they should have pulled the trigger this tournament. I told you I thought he would have been the standout of the tournament and go far. I said that he would at least maybe go to the finals, or that's what I would have done if I was booking personally.
And
I wouldn't have, but I wouldn't have had him lose. If he got here, I wouldn't have had him lose. His first one, I wouldn't have had him lose.
And we know Kaliko feels that they should have pulled the trigger on Sonata last year.
Yeah, and I think they should have pulled it now.
Because last year, I felt like last year he was like it felt new, and the crowd really loved it when it was new.
In the crowds, dude, they obviously spoke in this time too. You said they were if they were way behind him as much as it sounds like, then I don't see how you could not go with Sonata in the future.
I will make this prediction: Sonata will win the G1 the cup.
Next
He
year?
will win the cup next
New
year.
Japan Cup.
He will win the New Japan Cup.
I wish
He has
there was. I wish instead of every year there was like 2 kind of tournaments, like one for Christmas or something. That'd be awesome, or Thanksgiving. But with COVID, they moved the G1 got moved up from the summer. So
And we are going straight into Power Struggle after this G1. And that is a long conversation for another show. So we shall conclude.
Hell yeah, it is.
We shall conclude our G1 coverage here for this year. 2020 G1 Climax is in the book. We have covered it all.
the climax has climaxed.
True. And we will cover everything G1 in 2021 as well when it happens. We are wrestling with
Who knows at this point with everything, but yeah.
WWE Hell in a Cell preview. And if you're smart, you will listen to WWE Hell in a Cell. Well, Scooter?
No rematch.
First off, we have Jeff Hardy versus Elias. Who wins Scooter Dust?
Well, this should really be a battle of the bands, quite honestly.
You think we're going to get a musical match here?
Eventually, not here, but both guys can play.
But who wins?
Probably Elias, since it's his first match back.
Well, let's say it's
And
his first match
they're
ever.
establishing him as a heel, so.
What say you, Mitch?
Ask the question again.
Jeff Hardy versus Elias.
Jeff Hardy.
Kaliko?
Elias.
SmackDown Women's Championship Hell in a Cell match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Who wins? Mitch Mayhem.
Bayley.
Scooter?
I think it's about time. I think this is the end of Bayley's record-winning, record-breaking title reign.
That's what everyone thinks. That's why I went with Bayley.
Mean, of course, Sasha will lose it next week. So, and then everything will keep spinning. But with the way they're pushing Bianca on SmackDown, whoever's the champion out of this is due for a feud with Bianca.
Yeah, she's getting pushed. Vince likes her.
Kaliko?
If all that's the case, then it has to be Bayley, right?
Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, WWE Championship in a Hell in a Cell match. Mitch Mayhem, who wins?
Was this the 4th match?
This is the 3rd match.
If he hasn't won by now, nah, Drew McIntyre.
Scooter?
Every time they fought, we've always said, Edge is going to show up.
Yeah, that's true. I said that. I know.
Edge ain't showing up.
I think COVID changed that. I think he was going to.
Yeah, it's gotta be Drew. They're not losing steam with his push, but 3 times is the limit for
Times the lady.
For title shots. That this has to be it. So it's Drew.
Kaliko?
They've been beating a lot of feuds to death, though. Like Bailey and Sasha. They've had that on and off for, what, 2 years?
Now with Bailey as the heel, though.
Right, but they had them as a team, like, hinting at a breakup for, like, 2 years. Just saying. Before they did it.
Drew.
And our last matchup, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, Universal Championship in a Hell in a Cell I Quit match. Mitch, who wins?
Roman makes him fucking cry like a little bitch.
Scooter?
They're gonna do something where
You're gonna hang him.
no, Jay is gonna appear to say I quit, but then it's gonna be revealed that's actually Jimmy.
You gonna do some fucking Mankind shit from '99?
Because
Is that what you're saying?
that's what they did on SmackDown. They tricked Roman with a video of Jimmy.
They did that in 1999 with Mankind. Yeah.
They've done it with with the Bellas, with Kurt Angle and his brother.
The first time was the Mankind and Rock one, though. Yeah.
But
That's what I remember, at least.
I don't think I've ever wanted someone to win a match so badly as I actually want Jey Uso to win. But
yeah, I couldn't give a fuck less. So that's a win for Roman. Is what I don't care about Jey.
It's gonna be Roman, but the match.
I'm just saying. No, what I mean is like if Jey can't get me behind his, like with the storyline, if he can't get me like rooting for him, then I'm just saying that's a failure in my opinion.
It's gonna have.
But that's just my personal opinion.
It's good. This match has to have some serious implications.
Right.
Like going forward into pushing Roman's next opponent, which unfortunately, unless they decide to do a Universal Championship match instead of a WWE Championship match on its own, like they did last year, then Roman's leading Team SmackDown. And I would have said, this is where I think Keith Lee should have gone to SmackDown, because Keith Lee
I kind of
should
agree with
be
that.
Roman Reigns' next opponent. Shouldn't be Drew McIntyre's next opponent. But, yeah, to stop my rambling, Roman.
What about
I
you?
agree with that.
What about you, Kaliko?
I've always said that this had to be bigger than a win with these two. And so far it has, for my expectation, it's delivered. Because I'm like, damn, like, that's your blood.
Okay, here, real quick. Let me clarify. I think Roman's performance has been great. Maybe others are taking Jay's performance and, like, really getting behind it. But me personally, I'm not. I'm more behind Roman, and I think that just says something when you have a story like this where it depends on, like, the goodwill and the feeling bad for Jay and things like that.
Honestly, I feel like that this feud is not even about a good guy, bad guy. It's about, in my eyes, I'm protecting the family.
Right. Well, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Like in Roman's eyes, he sees himself as, yo, I put the food on the table. Know your role. And Jay's like, bro, I've been held back so long, and he's just the scrappy challenger trying to be the next, great
a different spin of Owen and Brett. Right.
There needs to be
a different spin, but yeah.
There needs to be a really shocking moment. And actually, when Mitch said hang him,
Oh, I just thought of something.
I'm thinking the lay comes into play.
What
Who?
if
think
I just
no.
thought of guys?
I think the dad comes in
Oh,
to this role.
Real quick.
hold on. Let me just finish this thought.
Ah,
That Naomi is gonna get speared.
what if Jimmy makes Jay lose?
They did that already.
Did they do that already? Oh my god!
That would
Because
yeah,
Jimmy
that
threw
would
in the
help.
towel. You got to
And
think, like Jay didn't get pinned. He threw in the towel. So
I mean, that's actually a possibility, and it does build potential for the future when Jimmy can
That's what I'm
return. If he can
saying.
return, that's actually a very good possibility here.
but see, I'm expecting dads to come out because this is
I don't
where
know about that.
no.
I don't
Seriously,
think they would be exposing themselves at this age. Like, I'm sure they're staying inside as much as they can.
Rikishi. I'm expecting Rikishi. Maybe not Roman's
Rikishi
dad.
is 100 for a wrestler age. You know what I mean? We talked about this a few weeks ago.
Rikishi's not 100, but
I mean, okay, with the Roddy Piper rule of you don't live past 64 as a wrestler. So what I'm saying is a 60-year-old wrestler is like a 100-year-old regular person. Do you see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but Rikishi's of the ilk where he kind of took care of his body. It ain't like he ran through it like
No, he
shit.
still did roids. He still did other things. I know for a
No,
fact.
I'm saying he's on the better end compared to most.
I'm just saying he did the same things. I think he still.
You're dooming him to an early grave here.
No, what I'm saying is he still. Hold on. He's still the Roddy Piper handbook of like 64 is being like 100 in real human life. I'm just saying he's old for wrestling. He's old in wrestling years. That's all I'm saying.
He's old in wrestling years, but
So
what
I
I'm
would
saying
be
is
careful in terms of COVID.
no, I'm not. Yeah, I get that point, but I don't think he's because my thing is this:
I see
if
what
you
you're saying,
remember,
but I just yeah, whatever.
hold on, just let me finish this thought because remember when Roman won, or when Jimmy threw in the towel, Roman grabbed the lei and distinguished himself as the man or as the chief. I feel like the only way that this match is going to happen is if somebody else other than Jimmy does it. And that's where I think a
If anything
Rikishi
ever happened like that, the most that would come out of that.
You say what?
I said if that even did happen, let's just say hypothetically for a second that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have Rikishi by any means beat up Roman. I would have him try and get his ass whipped.
It's not Rikishi coming out to touch anybody. It's Rikishi coming out to save his son from getting his ass beat.
Okay, but my point is, he can try all he wants, but Roman's gonna knock him into next week.
No, you're missing the point. I'm not talking about like when Jimmy came out. He didn't come out to fight. He came out.
Okay, but my point is, but Roman can still get to him. As a bad guy, Roman needs to do some bad shit. And, like, come and blindside his uncle.
That's why I think it's going to be Naomi.
I can see that happening, too.
It could be, but Naomi's drafted to Raw. That's where it's like...
What's a pay-per-view they're all now?
I'm just saying, I think Roman's going to do something vicious again.
He would have to, but to me, the person who's taking it is going to be Jay because keep in mind, it ain't like Rikishi can unlock the door and go in.
Right. What I'm saying is like that. The most that can come out of that is just Roman beating him down. You can't beat Roman up, even if he tried.
There's a very, 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 very long shot, and I know there's a habit of us speaking things into existence here.
Edge makes his return in this match.
Oh fuck!
What?
No. He's mocking me.
No, Edge makes his return.
Oh, you were serious? I thought you were joking because I've said that so many fucking times.
Yes,
what if Jay has sought out somebody
who
from Roman's past?
Depends on who.
Seth?
Seth?
Brock.
Ooh.
Oh, no, you
Brock-
gotta do that. No. Heyman has to be involved in that, and it has to brew around Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. It's like a specific period where you need to do that. I promise you. This is not the timing. Not yet.
But the thing is that
No.
Brock,
Yes, do that. Do it, but not yet. Not
Brock could do something, and then Brock
yet.
could
Started in January.
disappear for another couple of months without
That's true.
anything.
And it could be. It depends on. Okay, it depends on if they do it right and they do something to where he comes in, lingers over Roman, and then comes back in a few months around Royal Rumble time. Okay, but they would have to execute it right, and we know WWE.
I get your point, but the rumor is Brock is coming back for Drew.
Right, but before then, they can do that feud, and then like maybe the pay-per-view in between Royal Rumble and Roadblock or whatever the fuck it is this time. They could have that little blowout and then transfer to Brock winning or whatever they want to do. However they want to do that.
Since we've seen him on the walls of the Thunderdome, Goldberg.
That is a
God,
possibility.
no! God, fucking no!
It'll lean
Dude,
toward.
I'm gonna riot.
Towards
If
Gold.
Goldberg wins a fucking title in near 60, I'm gonna fucking riot.
It leans towards more Goldberg than Brock.
Oh God, that would literally make me not ever want to watch WWE again. I'm serious.
I mean, think of who we've seen on the walls of the Thunderdome. We've seen Goldberg. We've seen Mark
We've
Henry.
seen a KKK clan.
And,
So what?
and we've seen Jeff Jarrett, of all people.
And I think we'll conclude our coverage of Hell in a Cell for now. And we will be reviewing that show next week. But till then, we will conclude this episode. But before we go, I'd like to announce that me and Scooter did an interview earlier this week with independent pro wrestler, Whiskey John, from WCWA. Yeah.
In Arkansas.
And that will be dropping on Wednesday.
Where in Arkansas, Russell? Like Russellville?
Fayetteville.
Okay, that's a few hours away.
Wednesday.
Oh, like Arkansas. That's college
I
campus.
have family from there. Yeah.
They'll be dropping on Wednesday during NXT and Dynamite, so look out for that. If you want to know what it's like to be starting out your pro wrestling career in the pandemic era, this is a really good insight on what it's like. Wouldn't you say, Scooter?
I would say so, yes.
I actually think that's pretty close to it's northern Arkansas too, isn't it?
More along the Alabama, more to
Or northeast.
central.
Okay, yeah. Russellville's more like center north. Yeah.
Almost like towards Missouri.
Yeah, it's more towards Missouri.
Until then, if you like the show, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. And if you want to join us on Twitter, we're always willing to talk about wrestling. I am at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko?
I am Kaliko. Man, Sonata just hurt my feelings. Just damn it, man.
Don't tweet them, but where could they find them? Talking about you, Mitch.
If they want to, yeah. If anyone wants to, at Mitch Mayhem X. But yeah.
And Scooter Dust.
Well, you can tweet me at Scooter Dust. Excuse me, at Scooter Dust, and representing the UNB network. I'm sorry, my voice cracked.
You did that, James. I had to hold in a laugh.
I'm sorry.
You're wrestling.
Fuck both of yous.
Oh, God, we
For
love you,
I'm
James.
sorry, dude.
for James J. For Coleco Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust. I'm James J. This is Wrestling with Fuck Mitch and Scooter. Entertainment.